Welcome back this Tuesday to some Miami University Overwatch. My name's Colin Sweeney,
I'm Xander Lewis.
and we've got a game. We've got a game for sure. I'm excited for this. There was a patch that released earlier today. It's a patch day, so there's a couple different changes to heroes. We'll see what happens with that. We had some fun at the tournament this past weekend.
Yes, very exciting this past weekend. I unfortunately realized I could not go because school becomes before fun.
Absolutely.
So decided to stay here, get some work done. But I did watch them on their streams. They did pretty well. I can't exactly remember what place they got, but they had a fun time at the LAN down in Cincinnati for QCC. But other than that, on another note, coming in about 2.5 weeks, we have our own LAN happening here at Miami ESC conference LAN. That'll be a very interesting time. Very busy weekend for everyone
Very
all
busy
around.
weekend. Very busy.
So League of Legends and Overwatch will both be happening at that time. All casted here. I believe Overwatch on Friday. I believe it's only from like 4 to 6, but on Saturday we're in here from 1 until like 8. It's gonna be a long day.
It's gonna be a whole weekend. You'll see a lot of Miami casters a lot of the time. I believe the way that it's working is that one Miami caster will be on the stream no matter what. So you'll always be seeing one of us two for Overwatch, and you'll see either Devin or Isaac. So that'll be fun. But yeah, back to Overwatch. We got some fun changes coming in.
A change that I'm personally happy with on ladder is that Bastion, because one of his perks, most of the changes were perks, just because first few weeks after perks released, got to make some changes here and there. Some are weirder than others. One of the pretty much all of Genji's perks got changed, mostly because he's dead. He did feel kind of underperforming with his perks. Now, another one that surprised me was they actually decided to buff Tracer's perk, which really jumped out at me because everybody's playing Tracer that I know in LAN and in ladder. Like that's something that's the case where they wanted to buff Tracer, so we'll see what happens there. Probably going to see a lot of Tracer today, probably. But other than that, the back to the Bastion thing, they fixed it because until then, that perk, he had a self-repair perk where he heal himself. Only problem with that is that it was infinite, and it was sometimes faster healing than more damage characters could deal.
Yes.
So unfortunately, he was pretty much immortal as long as you're holding, I think it was the E button.
Yeah.
But they just changed it, so now it's on a resource mirror just like it used to be in Overwatch 1, which kind of makes sense because that's how it originally was with the ability back then. But it should make things a lot more even out. He's not mortal anymore once he gets that perk, so it should make things fun. A bunch of changed perks. Yeah. Pretty much everyone, I think.
Yeah, I as a tank man, I always look at the tanks. Some of the big changes for the tanks. Reinhardt had 2 changes. One of his minor perks, it allows you to start regen health a little bit sooner. It was 50% sooner before, now it's 75. So that just kind of allows him to stand there and kind of sustain for a little bit longer. His other is shield bash. The cooldown was 8 seconds. Now it's I believe 6. So that's a nice change. Being able to deal a bit more damage, being able to stun, hit people. Really fun. And then probably one that I'm looking forward to seeing is definitely the Ramatra change. I know out of his 2 minor perks, generally speaking, you would want to go with the damage perk, which basically allows there to be more, or it basically gives every like 6 shots or so, there's a shotgun burst basically, and it kind of does so much more damage, especially close up. But now the other perk, it increases the duration of his shield, but now it also increases the size of his shield by 20% or 25%. So that'll be really fun to see. I know there's some support changes as well, but I don't know them as well, unfortunately. But
I didn't see any that really popped out at me as being like, oh wow. There was one thing though, is that Alari during her animations is constantly like charging her blast. So but now we're heading into game now on to
this is
Antarctica.
interesting.
We'll see. This is an interesting map pick here. But other than that, I would expect probably a bit more brawl here because the buffs and all that.
Yeah, I'm very excited here. Today we're going to be seeing a player come in for, I believe it's Shocker and Alfonso, I guess they're not going to be playing DPS. We're going to have instead Ellison7, definitely a player to watch for. They've been playing on the club Overwatch team for a while now, and they are a very good DPS Genji player specifically, which is very good because as we were just talking about, these Genji perks have been changed. I was playing ranked earlier today, and I genuinely don't know if there was a single game without a Genji.
Yeah,
But
the changes there, they changed both major perks, I believe. However, and they made his one minor perk a little bit better. Because really, everyone decided to pick usually the Dragon Blade Lifesteal one. However, they changed the other one to where when he does the dash, he actually gets double jump reset on wall climbs, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't end pretty much. So,
yeah.
so I might actually have people selecting that one. Oh, a little bit of an opening there. Finding that low health Moira was really good there. They really got to get that Kiriko down. Managed to get her, but Kudaskuda's falling down. Unfortunately, On goes down as well. Just
Nitrous
too much
oxide,
damage.
yep.
Oh, but Allison finds the Kiriko. They may be able to do something work with here. They have no healing. We'll see what they decide to do.
Oh,
he finds
my,
a third
like,
one. Allison's finding picks, but the rest of his team is just dead.
yeah. Central Michigan definitely playing a bit more of a brawl comp. I mean, Miami University, it can be brawly. Like the Orisa and the Brig can help a lot with that. But unfortunately, Central Michigan is like purely built for brawl. The May Ramatra Reaper, it's like they stay right next to each other and they just run through you, right? I mean, that's just how it is, unfortunately.
They had to pop that. Oh, wonderful spear throw and pick from Buddha Scooter. That was wonderfully timed. Good alt usage here. Granted, Miami did. Ooh, nice shots there for Monty. He's been really practicing his Sojourn lately since both Shocker and Bonesaw, unfortunately, are on break currently. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
see what they do. But Central Michigan did pop 2 ults there, and Miami also got 2, but they won the fight.
Yeah, no, that was a huge play from On, getting 4 there. Absolutely fantastic. And Miami University only using 2 ults as well as Central Michigan, actually. But Terra Surge comes out, and everybody's already off from Central Michigan's already pretty far away. Unfortunately, didn't get anybody. But Allison coming straight in and just getting the picks.
Ellison just managed to slip through the cracks, finding these picks on these healers. That Moira has pretty much died 3 times to him already. He does get picked out there by Skittles. Skittles. But then we have a counter ult here from Miami, but Abusive manages to find Killian. But Freed goes down, but now it's just on his lonesome against... Oh wait, no, Nitrous Oxide is still up, but goes down.
Yeah. One perk change that is pertinent in this fight, or in this game, this match, is the May perks. One of the, I believe it's a minor perk, extended, or like made the health of her wall, it gave it more health, but it also extended the cooldown. That has been reverted, and now it's going, I believe, 8 to 6 seconds. Or no. I don't remember.
No matter what, it increases
yes.
the health. However, it's the same cooldown if you wouldn't have taken the perk or not.
Yes, but I'm not sure what the perk timer is anymore. What the cooldown is.
And they kited that well on the side of Eastern, but they managed to find picks because they were so focused on them. That's beautiful. That's what you want from a Genji.
Oh wow!
Nice shots from On. What we saw there, though, is that Eliason kind of made that whole system work there. That's what you want from a Genji player. Even if you don't get kills, pull the attention away. Let your team find a pick of someone who doesn't turn with the rest of their team.
Yeah. No, now they're just gonna call Central Michigan to just kind of back up and regroup. It's interesting that they swapped to Zarya. I mean, that again has always been Miami University's bane. Their kryptonite for real. And I mean, it is kind of Zarya is generally considered a counter to Orisa, so.
But Elias is just finding picks in the backline. They just don't turn for him really, or he just takes so much attention. Another thing is that Brig, we have to mention this, also did get a little bit of a perk buff. Can't exactly remember what it was, but it did have to do with, I think it was one of her major perks or her minor perks where it was her shield. Can't exactly what it was, but I think it gave her extra health off the shield.
I believe off of shield bash, yeah, I think it's something like that. Freed going super low, not able to get any healing from Venue or Turtles, and On is on point, but Kitsune Rush comes out from Central Michigan, and they're going to take point here, or it looks like they're going to take point.
Miami's still there, but unfortunately, Pooter just does not have any cooldown, and the rest of Miami's just kind of run away. Good effort there from the healers to try to keep Freed up. He was on 1 health for so long.
Yeah.
It was just a stalemate, and they finally managed to bring him down, but because they kept him up for so long, Skittles just went to the point and wreaked havoc.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a little bit scary for Miami. They're going to have to get touch here at the very last second. Ellison decided to go in there, but already falling super low.
Does get the heals though, he's in there. Oh, that's kind of bad.
Uh-oh.
Shutting down that all 1-for-1. That's kind of a good play there from that Zarya. Eliason goes down with the blade up. That's really bad. They have to build this orbital ray soon. Oh, that might just be it.
Yeah, Blossom coming out, and Nitrous Oxide able to get Skittles, but that's just not going to be enough. I mean, Freed was probably all the way fully charged, and I don't even think that a few, like 3 players would have been able to deal with that.
Well, he really well played there from Central Michigan. I managed to bring that back. Something to point out there is that map, that round area of that map kind of plays in Central Michigan's comp's favor with that brawl. It's so enclosed, so tight space on that right side that Miami kept trying to fight over there. However, they need to force it over to the left where it is a little more open. Like this map here, which I believe this is the cave one, I believe.
It's called Lab.
Oh no, wait, no, this is the outside one.
Yep.
This one works a little bit more in Miami's favor because the point is a little bit more open. So we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, no, Miami University was definitely going for a bit of a dive comp. They had the Genji, they had the Tracer at the very end there, but it was Sojourn before. And Orisa she charges in and is able to get into the backline with Fortify, but Central Michigan doesn't exactly have like a super defined backline because Moira and Kiriko can just teleport out, right? Their backline is constantly just moving around, and that makes it so much harder for Miami to kind of dive anybody.
But here's the thing, Central Michigan did switch over onto the Ramatra. We'll see what it does, but Eliason gets picked out. He tried to go for a little bit of Fang, but he got caught. But something you have to mention here is that Nitrous Oxide is onto his Ana. Good protect there from Budoskir, trying to keep Nitrous up. He has to get around that wall, get some heals up. He's falling super low, and unfortunately Nitrous, I think, is getting caught out by the Ramatra. He does get the sleep, he's going around back as well. The rest of Miami is kind of trying to stay alive, trying to keep fighting this. They managed to get a little bit of a touch. Trying to get more capture percentage. Oh, wonderful anti there from Nitrous onto Free, but unfortunately, the rest of Central Michigan is just finding picks. Nitrous going down, and they're all so low.
Yeah, it is. It's really unfortunate. I mean, they finally get the kill onto the Kiriko, but it's just a little bit too late, and everybody else is already dead. And that, I mean, Miami getting 30% there. It's a good amount, but Central Michigan's definitely going to be able to get to that pretty quickly.
And we see that Freed 4 goes going under their mantra, going straight back to the Zarya because it worked last round. It's also kind of, so I talked to Pooter and Alfonso a lot, and they always say that for some reason they play so smart against other tanks, but then anytime a Zarya pops up, it's just turn brain off, shoot bubble.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't control it.
I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. It's, so, I mean, like I've said this before, a lot of times when you want to use, or when you see bubble, you want to shoot it, but the only time you should shoot it is when you know you can kill the person inside.
Trying to hunt down that Kiriko, wonderful there from Pooter Scooter. They have to deal with this Reaver. This Reaver's putting in so much work and damage on a Pooter. Ellison goes down, unfortunately. He's not really getting those flank picks anymore. He's trying to kind of getting called out. They really had the wonderful right click there from Turtle, and beautiful 1v1 there from Nitrous on the Skittles. Nitrous just making it work, and they unfortunately kind of a bad ult from Abusive there.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of unfortunate for the May, but I think part of the reason that Eliason is not like maybe performing as well in this second map. Central Michigan has the May and the Moira. They've had that the entire time, but then also switching over to the Zarya. That's 3 different beam characters that Genji can't do anything about. Genji's like one of his big abilities is deflect, right? And he can't deflect any of those. That's straight damage that goes into him, and that's just gonna stop him from being able to do a whole lot. Terror Surge coming out.
Blossom comes out, but I think everyone got kept up because of Nitrous Oxide killing. Killing falls down though, keeping everyone up. Unfortunate there from On losing that kind of 1v1 there, but doesn't matter. The whole team won it. Going down to get a team kill. Yeah,
Pooter Scooter getting 3 there. Pretty massive. I know he's got a few perks that I'm a fan of. The headshot removing some of the heat, which allows him to shoot longer, as well as the charged javelin. I mean, I think in that this situation, definitely the charged javelin is better. Having a shield can be nice, but we got a whole bunch of ults. Orbital Ray. Eliason coming in getting 2.
Wonderful there. do have to give it to the heroes though. There, the support ults kind of just the ult from Killian just kind of let him not worry about getting stunned at all, getting all the
Hmm.
damage in.
Hmm.
Now that with that slight damage boost that he gets given, and here's the Nitrous Oxide had Nano, and they didn't even pop it.
Yeah, I mean they didn't need it. It was a really well timed blade, and it worked, man. But that's gonna even up the score for this first round, and we're gonna go into the cave. I don't remember what this sub map is called, but
I
yeah,
can't remember either. I just
I
called Ice
oh,
Cave.
sub level. That's what it is. It's called sub
Oh
level.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, this one's gonna. I think this would probably favor Miami's comp. Being able to take high ground like quickly, is always useful in every map. But I mean, this map can definitely be one of those maps that like you see more.
Yeah, but we do see that Central Michigan is going from Skittles on the Reaper down onto this on, which onto the on, what onto the Sojourn, but which is kind of a good pick because you gotta really control this high ground. Otherwise, you can fall apart very quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's Sojourner has definitely been a pick that has been like really good for the entirety of perks, and so, Putter
But
Scooter getting a bit caught off a little bit.
luckily, Nitrous does have that angle there. That's a really good positioning from him. He can see the entire point of the entryway as long as Puder stays on that bridge. And now we're seeing the increased shield radius. As you can see there, that is massive compared to what it used to be. Ooh, very good spear there, trying to get low, and Freed hunting down on, manages to get out thanks to a slide. He does have that thing where he gets 2 slides instead of 1, which is really helping him survive a lot more. Very close there from Eliason.
Yep, and that's gonna be a pick from Freed and Abusive Chick now, and they're gonna Central Michigan is just gonna decide to back up. They're down 2, and being down a tank is just such a huge deal now. Like in Overwatch 2, having only one tank. I mean, that just puts so much impact and pressure on the tank to survive. But being able to perform at such a high level, these guys these guys know when to back out. They know that their tank. Oh, what just happened?
I think it was a right click both from, it was a little bit mix of a kunai right click, and then from Sojourn, and then an icicle from May.
I think you might be right.
Unfortunately, Free drops down and leaves his whole team alone.
Terror Search
He's just
coming
gonna
in.
hunt down the Sojourn. Kind of a little bit of a mistake from Freed there.
Oh!
Wonderful spear with the cancel, pops the ult. Puda Scooter is just kind of running havoc. I don't know what Freed was thinking there. And then he hits
Oh my
what
gosh.
is that spear?
That is disgusting.
I don't know if that spear was an accident. I tried to hit Freed and then he moved.
Yeah, he speared the Moira out of her ult. He speared that guy to death. I mean, Hooter's doing stuff right now.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of that has to be attributed to the fact that Freed dropped down so early and left 3 of
Yeah.
his team members, and then the Sojourn backed up. The rest of his team dropped down with them. And then Buddha's just like, okay, free lunch.
Yeah. Oh my! He just gets chunked down so quickly. Holy cow! Freed does. Orbital Ray coming out from the side of Miami. Ellison getting Skittles and oh my! What a blade!
A little bit more, but I think this is the thing at this point. They don't pop any more ults.
Yeah.
As you can see, Abusive also popped the freeze, thinking it would help at all, but it didn't really. Thanks to Killian popping the Orbital Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now Miami's looking a little bit worse in the side of ult economy, only having overclock. But now and Central Michigan's about to have Annihilation, Kitsune Rush, and overclock, which could definitely be the key to winning, and they need to win now. But Hooter Scooter, there's just so much damage coming in from the. Holy, that can't they. Central Michigan unfortunately just can't let that happen.
I want a replay of Nitrous Oxide's perspective there with that nade.
Yeah,
That was like all across map,
Yeah.
very nice. Like the minute he turned the corner, he got hit by the nade. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like Hooters good on him for realizing and all of them turning and shooting Freed, but they put that nade was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we might get a perspective on that.
No,
Okay, no,
saw that,
something
unfortunately.
different. This was definitely played well as well, but I think the better play might have been on that second point, or on the third point.
This
That
one
was,
he's
that
just
was good.
this one he's just pointing and shooting at low health targets.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do on tank, you know. I mean, in games, tanks do so much damage. They are almost like a third DPS with extra health. Like, it makes sense. But I mean, yeah, that's like Zarya, right? Zarya is able to pump up the most damage in the entire game. if you let her kind of go wild, right? But yeah, I mean, Pooter Scooter definitely being able to get those quick finishes, and yeah, it's very helpful for the team.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it was a lot of tank mistakes there from Freed. Little bit of he
Yeah,
turning corners alone, going down alone, kind of causing his team to get caught out. Another thing is that I don't really understand why they didn't decide to stick with the Zarya. That might have been their best bet.
I kind of agree. Zarya is like pretty good, as I've been harping on this entire season. I mean, I it is generally speaking very good against Orissas. I mean, I think something that could play a fact, maybe it could always be like comfort, right? We don't play Zarya. Maybe they don't like playing Zarya. I get it. Um, players have their preferences, and sometimes that's more important than meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to play what you're good at and play what you're comfortable with, it's sometimes just better than meta.
Yeah, it's you gotta go with comfort sometimes over what's best. However, there is some moments where I think right now, even with the mix up today, there's nothing's really changed with the meta of like tanks is really, and it's always going to be probably the Ram probably a little bit higher up than a lot of other picks, mostly because that shield change just kind of helped them a lot. Because really, the shield was so small originally that it didn't really get broken, and also when
Hmm.
you put it down, like imagine if you could just move it, like
That would be
you could
interesting.
replace it, but it has the timer still, so you just
Hmm.
replace it, kind of like Sigma Shield.
Yeah,
However, we'll see what they decide to do. Could get good all from Central Michigan. That first round, they really were kind of dominant there. However, the third round, I do have to attribute it. I feel like a lot of it was because Nitrous Oxide did switch on that Ana.
yeah.
Those antis came through a lot
I
on second point and on third point.
I think another aspect is the map design for each of these maps and like what comps they were playing. I know Miami University, or sorry, Central Michigan University, going with the super heavy brawl being the May Reaper Ramatra on that first map, and Zarya towards the end of there. But that's really good close range, right? Reaper having shotguns or not the Ramatra being punching right in front of you, right? It's really good. And then Miami University comes in, they've got an Orisa, you poke from afar. Sojourn, you kind of go from afar, right? You don't have any point presence, right? You have Genji, right, Eliason going into the backline. You get picks, but that doesn't mean that you can stay on point for as long as Central Michigan can at this with that comp, right? But and then the next two maps definitely more longer range maps, which favor the Orisa, right, being able to poke from longer range, and it gives way for more of a dive for Eliason to get even more picks. But yeah, we're going to be going to this next map very, 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 very shortly, and it's going to be Eichenwald.
One we haven't seen a lot here on the ESC streams lately. Even on the when we did the QCC streams, we haven't really seen it much. Remember the
Yeah,
last time we saw it? Was it Battle Bricks? We saw it once at
I
least.
I believe we saw it once in Battle Bricks.
Yeah, I think so. We saw it once, but a very fun map. I enjoy this one mostly because I remember in the Overwatch 1 days when they first included Junkrat's double mine, the little double mine over the house. There was a little strategy you could use to get back there, but we'll see.
Oh, there's
Oh,
something going on in chat, and we're gonna come back to us real quick with a technical pause. Not quite sure what's going on. Something about
things aren't
subs and things.
working.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll be back shortly. But I mean, oh, we're going back into game. I don't know what that was, but something happened.
Welcome to Ohio. Even when technology doesn't work, even the weather.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I really can't, unfortunately. There. I mean, it seems like a pretty calm, and they're messing around a little bit. Freed being on a very interesting pick here, going the Hazard. Hazard has some good perks. One being the block taking life steal. Oh,
Well,
okay. We're gonna restart.
game crash maybe we saw there. Someone has to restart. Who knows? It seems technology is just not really working very well. So, but that's kind of normal. But back into the Hazard pick, if they decide to stick with it, Hazard was kind of king until perks came out. Because on release, the amount of damage you could put out, the amount of like support you could bring out, the amount of stuff you could just do, that all does well. I remember when they first revealed Hazard, and instead of being, I think it's only like 1 second now, it was like 3 second no movement, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Hazard was very strong then. But after perks, I feel like he just kind of fall off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, some of his perks are good, but none of them really scale to the level of some other characters. Ramatra doing so much more damage and being able to heal himself. Like Hazard's good in the fact that it has lifesteal towards the end of the game, but like his major perk has lifesteal, but or like you can go farther with your jumps. But I think that more characters kind of not necessarily counter, but are just better than him at this point for people. I just think there's more people, more counters than I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
there's, there's better characters than him currently they can play
Yes.
actual, but
Yes.
that are actually like tankier.
Yes.
Like Orisa, a lot of people pick up mostly because her abilities are just so like oppressive. You cannot damage them. Maga, like the amount of damage and movement you can put out with being almost 800 health, and Eliza being very sneaky with his little push there. But unfortunately, abusive. Echo was another character who got. I don't really know the pretty very well, but Echo has always been a pretty strong character. Never really super high tier like Sojourn. However, is good there. Oh no. Good timing there, though. That actually worked out very well. If the rest of Central Michigan got there quicker, they may have been able to pick nitrous oxide, but getting that sleep and then managing to get the pick on Echo because he went alone was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Another
What
huge
a
ante.
nade.
Another
nitrous
huge ante.
oxide. It's like the star of the show these past few games. It's been allowing all of Miami to just collapse on these targets. That was kind of a little bit of. That was unfortunate there. Central Michigan, like, they could have won that if nitrous oxide went down.
Yeah, but like we were saying just a second ago, the Echo perks, some of them are pretty decent. Being able to shoot more of the little bubbles that do damage, but they do a little less damage. The grenades. Yeah. And then she can copy one of her teammates. Nano coming out from Miami, going on to Pooter Scooter, and he's just gonna push straight forward. He's gonna have Terra Surge now. I mean, that is definitely a favorite of his. He hasn't been very productive with his Terra Surges this match yet, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to see if that can change here.
Eliza just trying to get out. Ooh, wonderful right click and tracking there from on. That all, I don't think he really got anyone. Nitrous Oxide just off to the side, 1v1ing the Sojourn and winning, and then the rest of Miami just collapses, but then Central Michigan decides to pop Orbital Ray as well. Wait, we didn't even notice it, but Kiriko also popped their ult. That's awful.
They initiated with the Kitsune Rush and just ran in there, but unfortunately, they all just kind of. I think Miami University just did a really, really good job kiting it. They were able to back up and stay out of the range because the Kitsune Rush was thrown down here at the choke, and as soon as Miami gets away from the choke, then I mean, there's no use for the rush, right?
Yeah, and then we still have a lot of ulti out for Miami. They're already at 5, and Pooter is going in for the right click, and then here comes On. 3 ults coming out for Miami. They just don't care because they have support ults up, so they can win fights even against other ults.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's just going to pump everything into that, and Ellison getting the final kill onto Freed, and
even
Miami's just going to have to back up.
Even with that block, the amount of damage that both the Genji and the Sojourn with Booty Scooter on the Ursa put out, I do have to say, unsung hero still is this on his nitrous oxide. These nades are going crazy from him.
Absolutely. Freed going on to the Rhine. It really feels like Freed doesn't necessarily know what they want to do. They've played.
Oh, look at that nade again!
Half of the tank roster at this point.
These nades from Nitrous Oxide, wonderful spear there from Pooter Scooter, and they're just gonna go walk in the spawn door, then go back. And now Pooter Scooter already has his Terror Surge probably again. This is coming next fight, mid fight probably. And Killian has the insurance that is Orbital Ray, which is kind of like a instant win all, and then unfortunate. Oh my goodness!
Holy.
These nades from Nitrous Oxide, bro.
That was beautiful.
This guy, dude, with like, I feel like Killian is that healing support. She's the one like really keeping everyone up along with Nitrous Oxide's bullets. However, when we want to see those skill plays, if Shocker's not in on support, it's Nitrous, dude.
Absolutely. I mean, it was always a blast seeing Shocker's Zen just like where did that orb come from, right?
It would have been really
But
fun watching him on Zen with the perks. He could have made
hmm
something work with those, I
it could have
swear.
been fun. It could have been fun. But we're gonna see what Central Michigan is gonna do here. They gotta lock it down here. I mean, I I I genuinely I Freed is probably the I feel like he's making a lot of mistakes here,
I don't think he knows
unfortunately.
what he wants to do.
Yeah, like he was on Zarya, he's on Ram, he's on Ryan, and I mean they're all solid characters, especially now. And now there's Malga, and to be fair, Malga is very good right now. He is very good, um, but whether he can play with the team and synergize well, that's the question.
Maga's usually a more aggressive tank, and as we can see, I don't think and Pudaskur is kind of maybe a little bit trolling here by playing the ball because that's one he usually goes out on when he usually goes on it when there's not a really big risk to a match. Now that they didn't really get any percentage, it's either a draw or win. So Pudaskur is like, I'll have some fun for the first few minutes.
Yeah, I mean they're generally speaking, because Central Michigan didn't get a tick. Miami can like be like, hey, we've got a lot of time to mess around and figure it out.
Try some stuff. I
What
think
is? Oh,
Pooter's
he's
trying to
stuck.
do. Yeah, he messed up there. I believe he was trying to use a little bit of tech there with the grappling hook.
He was trying. We'll have to see if he's gonna stick with it. I mean, I really don't know what he's doing, but
Ooh, he saw that turn, and also the man is like, I ain't going in there. But
ooh,
unfortunately, Nitrous Oxide just 1v1s and snipes Vanu from the back. And then, oh, wonderful pushing it from on.
okay,
And then that's the collapse right there.
yep, that's unfortunately just gonna be game.
Unfortunately, yeah, that'll be GG for Matt Dew, and that goes to Miami 2-0 right now.
That was huge from Nitrous. I don't even know how that happened. He saw the Ana and just got on it, man. He got to work. I mean, taking down that Ana and then not. I hope this is what that's gonna be. Um, but no, it's not. But this is also a crazy play. The nades just keep coming, and it's like, holy cow, man.
I will say this Nitrous Oxide, honestly, I feel like he's mostly known on our team now for that Ana.
I mean,
I feel like when I see Nitrous Oxide, if he's not on Ana, he's probably either on Brig or Juno because they have to be playing it.
yeah.
But when he's on Ana, that's when he's playing best in my opinion.
I mean, it just makes that he plays in a fantastic Ana. But it definitely can't be understated how well the rest of the team is doing as well.
Yes.
Pooter Scooter definitely getting those, uh, just pushing everybody around and getting those picks with the javelin. Elias and getting the picks as well. I mean, having huge dashes, uh, the perk being able to do more damage kind of helps as well. I mean, on getting picks on the railgun, and of course, Killian just not letting anybody die ever. And it's just so it's everything's working out.
Yeah, a lot of good things from all of the team there is that something I saw Killian really knowing when to burn a position well on maps like that, and not really like you barely even saw her when the enemy team's pushing in. And then also when we go on to his mechanical aim with Sojourn has gotten so much better in these past few weeks. He's gotten so good at that. Predominantly was mainly a Genji player, but he steps up and playing the Sojourn. He's playing super well. And
Oh
then
yeah.
Ellison has something a lot of normal Genji players don't. Is that restraint? He ain't just trying to dash through to build up all charge like a lot of players do. And then Pooter knowing when to try and survive. He knows his cooldowns well, so it's very good from all around the team. However, MVP is gonna be Nitrous all around for me. The amount of nades, every single fight it felt, there was at least 3 people hit by a nade, and then they just collapsed on it.
Mm-hmm.
And also the 1v he 1v1'd both a Genji and a Sojourn
At different points in the
at
game.
different points in
And
the game
it's
and won.
crazy. And now with that game or that round over, we're gonna head over to New Junk City. I think wow, they're getting loud back there. I think that we're gonna be seeing a bit of Malga coming out.
Yeah, you might be
Maybe,
seeing a
maybe,
little Alfonso coming out here.
maybe.
So honestly, from what I saw from Central Michigan, I don't know if they're gonna run manga here, but we'll see. But now we're going to game here in about a few seconds, and yep, we are in. We're on
There it
to the thing, and
is.
Freed is on Brine.
This could be good. No. I do like that comp.
Oh yeah, I guess
It's
that
it's
that would work.
Okay, I like it a little less now. I think the Life Weaver could have been fun, because I mean, of course, the as like we were talking about before, on Antarctic Peninsula, the brawl is absolutely huge. Having the Rhine, the May, the Reaper would be huge. You stick together as a team, and you just are able to do so much damage, right? But part of that comp that I really liked, I thought it would be fun.
Oh.
What the heck is happening?
Whoa!
That I thought would be fun would be the Life Weaver, being able to pull the Rhine back from just unwinnable situations. But
I mean, Team Central Michigan is finding random picks in the back line because Alfonso went off on his own there. I don't know what happened there, how he got on that pillar. And there's the unfortunate part is that Malga kind of does win the tank 1v1 against Ryan. But the rest of the team is there. And unfortunately, Honest is there providing the damage.
yeah, the rest of Miami is there, and unfortunately they just weren't able to help Alfonso in the middle there.
Ooh, a little bit of a waste there of the Suzu. That was kind of bad on the side of Miami.
This is a really, really bad fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Miami needs to just get out and back up and regroup. They should not keep fighting this. They need to group back up as a team. If any of them dies, it's gonna be a huge stagger.
Alfonso's back, so it might be winnable. A lot of Central Michigan's on the bottom there, but I don't know why they're not focusing the tank who just got back who's alone.
I mean, I don't think he's all that alone. I mean, there was a huge group of them freed already having Shatter, getting the Killian, but Eliason getting trading in for the DPS. Both DPS on the side of Michigan are down, and there goes Eliason getting the Kiriko as well, and it's just going to be cleanup from Miami, I say hesitantly.
I will say this: Central Michigan is doing a very good job of keeping Free alive through this Malga barrage. I'm gonna be honest here. The Moira pick, not a bad one, just the amount of healing she can output. Granted, she doesn't have a lot of util to give besides just being a healing bot, but it's keeping Freed up.
Yeah, I don't think Central Michigan or Nitrous Oxide in this case has been able to find any productive biotic nades, and unfortunately, Alfonso should not generally charge in there because of the nature of this brawl comp.
Barely hitting him there. Unfortunately, he goes down. Unfortunately, this ain't Rivals like thing where you get that little bit of extra HP off the charge.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna control point a little bit. Unfortunately, aim from Nick Killian there. Unfortunately, they're just gonna give that point up, I believe.
Yeah. I would argue here that Alfonso uses Cage and then he switches. I mean, the Malga is always fun to watch. I really enjoy the Malga. But unfortunately, in this case, you can't as a Malga keep running in there and dive without the rest of your team. And unfortunately, you just don't have the kind of heals that would be required. And here comes Cage. And
they managed to get on time. I think
they got it.
That's a fight one already. I don't think Central Michigan would want to go in like that. So that's just gonna be. They don't. Granted, point hasn't really unlocked yet. They're gonna try capping it.
No, this is really smart from Central Michigan. Just backing up. You've lost 2 players, and you can get out of there. Now, because they've ended the fight so fast, they're back before Miami's even captured. Right? It was such an early fight that it doesn't matter. And Central Michigan can recontest hopefully before Miami gets more than maybe 15, 20%.
Oh, Nanoblade coming in. There's a lot of unfortunately they went back into it.
Oh!
That was
Holy
very nice. I saw what happened there. Playing my 500 hours on Genji, saw that what was happening there for a second.
Yeah.
They both Elias and Mains is hunt down. I can't remember that was Kiriko and Moira, and then spins back around, dashes through. The Reaper comes back and lays on top of the Ryan, and it's just like, oh, it's free game.
Yeah. No, Ellison getting a 4K there, absolutely huge on getting the last kill. But I mean, Ellison just is able to stay in the back line. Alfonso getting so unlucky.
That May is very strong on this point here with that little center block. You kind of cut off the point. You do like a little whole circle to get around. You get caught out. But Ellis is fighting too. I look away for 3 seconds.
Oh, he gets taken down by the Moira, but it might be. No, I say.
Nitrous
Oh,
finds another one.
what is happening?
The healers are going at it. Killian and Nitrous, they finish it off.
And they're just able to take that. That's awesome.
That was wonderful. Honestly, Ellison just kind of catching Central Michigan aware. They thought they'd won it after Alfonso died, but then he proceeds to find 2 picks on the back line, and then they just win the point off that. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Luckily, both Nitrous and Killian had some really good mechanics there that moment, and had their abilities off cooldown.
Yeah, I definitely can't fault them. I thought the fight was over as well, but I mean, Killian and Nitrous able to just support each other and take down the Rhine, who had no healers, and so it's just permanent damage, right? You can't survive that, unfortunately, as a Rhine. But I mean, everybody's grouped up now. We're gonna have to see something come out. Central Michigan starting out with the oh wow, so many ults coming out.
Unfortunately, Killian does pop the orbital ray, but she unfortunately the rest of the team just kind of dies through it because that was a lot of damage that came in there.
Yeah.
Death Blossom with Kitsune Rush is so much damage.
Yeah, not everything's bad though. I mean, Miami University definitely winning in the ult economy currently, having 3 ults, almost like 30% away from the Alfonso ult, and now he's swapped over to the Orisa, which I believe is a better pick here. We'll have to see how well it works out. The Malga wasn't it, unfortunately, and this allows for a bit more of a brawl, and is able to survive a bit longer.
They manages to find one, hunt for another one, finds a second one. He should have went for that Rhine. Little bit of targeting mistake there, but I think they do win the point off that. Maybe they have got to get that Moira. They do get him. Very good there from Nitrous Oxide finding those picks. He just hunted on point. Good up there from finding some peel against the Moira.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I think there's been definitely one standout player is Ellison. For absolute, I mean, it's just so many picks, man.
This map, Ellison is definitely doing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one assisting, getting Alfonso getting the final blow, but I mean, this Genji is just going insane.
Yeah, for a player we haven't really seen on the team yet this year, this is very nice coming out from Ellison. I'm wonderful we'll be able to see him later on this.
No, sorry, holy, Terror Surge coming in, unable to get anybody, no damage really coming out there. Skittles ending up killing the Genji, and I think On's using Overclock, but not able to get anybody. Nitrous Oxide able to finish off Venue,
getting stuck in the corner, and unfortunately I think Alfonso's in a little bit of trouble here. They've got to get him some heals, but it's not enough. I think Nitrous Oxide's going to try. Oh, there's no healers there. If Ellison gets in, gets that dash reset, I'm able to make something do happen here. Oh, in comes Moira. That's probably going to be a little rough there. I don't know if Nitrous Oxide is there, maybe able to make something good. He decides to go for the nano. Building nano so fast, and Ellison just has the mechanical skill to where he doesn't need Blade to kill things.
Yeah, that's so much damage. I mean, that right there is a bit of a show of the perk, right? As soon as Ellison gets a single kill, any dash after that will do an extra damage over time, which compounded with the nano will just, you know, it just makes it so much more damage. I definitely think that's why Genji is going to be so massive in this upcoming meta.
Yeah, I mean, he still has been kind of meta. It's just the fact that Tor was kind of running rampant, and then the Sojourn, a lot of maps you didn't really want to play with a Genji a lot of times. Oh, well, unfortunately we're seeing the Alfonso ball come out. But then Ellison and I just find 2 backline hits. Again, like, I don't think Central Michigan knows what to do against all these dives. I think Miami's just going full for the dive now.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Freed is playing the characters that aren't exactly able to support peel for the backline, right? The Malga, not the Malga, the Rhine and Ramatra aren't exactly able to peel for the backline, but like if you were to play a Zarya here, that'd be pretty good.
Oh, no.
I mean. Ooh,
but that was a good flashbang there from Skittles and abusifying the pick. That's kind of good. Eliza does have ult. We have the Nano Blade here. Is he going to do it again? Yep, he's going in again. They popped a lot of things for him this time, though. Yep, there it is. That's what happens when you use Nano Blade that much and they decide to just go in all in for it. A lot of also use to counter you. Well, Alphonse got to get out there, get some. Oh, good pulse bomb stick though. Managing to get Skittles. It's a lot of damage gone from Central Michigan. I don't know why you can win and pull this out. Considering
Considering
rush from
rush.
Central Michigan, that's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with for Miami. But I think all of Miami's back, and Killian finds a pick with the right click. She's just standing out there shooting. No one's really looking at her.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. Mine's on point, and that's just going to stop a lot of it. But I wonder if that Blizzard's good. Yeah, that Blizzard kills all the mines, and it's just May back, and that's game.
No one was looking at Killian that entire time.
Yeah, I think Anna, you're nuts. I mean, Fooder Scooter going and saying that in chat. We'll have to see what's going on there, but I mean, it really did feel like Ana was going nuts there in that game. There were so many nanos. Like, it felt like every fight there was a nano. I mean, Ellison here just going crazy. This is the 4K. Almost getting 5, but on steals it a little bit. But I mean, what a game! What a game!
Map 1, I think we have to give it to probably. Who do we want to give that to? I know map 2, I want to give it to Nitrous for being MVP of our team. Map 3, I believe it would be Ellison.
Yeah.
I do want to believe Ellison. Map 1, I think we'll give it to the rest of the 3, honestly, because I don't know why, but I can't remember map 1 at all.
Yeah.
Actually, no, never mind. It was Antarctica. I'm gonna say it. On with those right clicks.
The
amount of times he was hitting the high ground, and also his positioning as well was kind of flawless. Like, he never once was in the actual middle section. He was always on the back.
Yeah.
But his long scope range was so good. It just kind of played off. Honestly, good work from the team all around. Good stuff from Alfonso. Honestly, knowing that when to switch was a very good thing.
I agree.
If he would have stayed on that mug, I don't know what would have happened. That may have gone a little backwards there for Miami.
Yeah, no, it definitely felt like Freed might have been a little bit of the opposite, unfortunately, not kind of knowing what to switch to. It felt like a lot of the times he was playing like decent characters. All the characters he played were like viable, right, to an extent. But then he might not play the right character at the right time, or maybe there was a little bit of a positioning error with the certain characters. But I mean, I think it went very well for Miami. I think there's a lot to work on for Central Michigan. And yeah, I mean that's going to make Miami 7-3, and Central Michigan is going to be 3-6 now. It's going to be maybe a little bit difficult for Central Michigan to climb the ranks here soon, but I mean it's going to be very interesting.
With that, Miami not only has one more match left of ESC. Central Michigan does have 2, but Miami only has one more, and that'll be this Thursday. We'll have 2 this week, mostly because our school is going on spring break this upcoming week, and then that week after that, that is D-Day. That is the LAN, where it's going to be a very fun weekend all around for all teams. Very nice. Get to meet a lot of players. That's what a lot of our players are excited about. They get to meet, because a lot of them are friends with players from other teams, and they get to actually meet them and hang out with them again.
Absolutely.
After a while, because there's going to be downtime between matches. So it's going to be a fun time all around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So stick around for that. However, directly after this, we will go on to, I think, a tiny bit of a break here to go grab on for a little bit of a player interview in a few moments. So stick around for that.
welcome back. Here we have On playing from the DPS of Miami. I mean, what an awesome game that was. Absolutely congratulations. How do you think that went?
Overall, we definitely found our fundamentals. At first, it was a little shaky, as you saw in Antarctic. But I definitely think we came back, and there might have been a little bit of trolling at the very end there with Alfonso and Ball and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody kind of doing their own thing. But I think we definitely wrapped it up well together, especially with a new sub.
Mhm.
He got his first varsity match, and yeah, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, how do you think they played? How do you think maybe are they going to fill in for more or what's going on with that?
Right now, we are trying to find a more permanent sub. But as of right now, I think he'll be more filling.
Yeah.
Uh, but we'll see.
I mean, I think he played really well.
Yeah.
I mean, able to get so many picks and just always in their back line, right? It went really well. I mean, do you have any plans for the future, just in terms of gameplay? How do you? You know what? Let me backtrack. I'm going a bit too fast. How do you improve? I feel like a lot of this past few games we've seen you move more into the Soj and just getting. It feels so much better. How do you kind of get to that point?
uh, definitely a lot more team queuing together. I would say a bit more chemistry has to be made. So definitely feeling out comfortabilities is a key aspect of that. But being able to play Soj, just being able to go to the basics of making sure positioning's fine and just making sure you're hitting your shots, which I'm still working on, of
Mhm.
course. But just being able to hear call outs and know who to shoot, and yeah, and having a Genji player that I know will be following up on those is definitely
Absolutely.
nice.
Absolutely. So of course Soj is like pretty meta right now
Yeah,
for the most
yeah,
part.
very much so. Very, very
you
meta.
you could say, but
Very surprising they actually didn't run Osoj for the most
no,
part.
they were playing a pretty heavy brawl. I
Yeah.
personally enjoy a brawl comp. I'm always
Oh
saying
yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
I
As Miami, we love a great
a
brawl.
very good brawl. But Sojourn being meta, what is kind of your other characters that you enjoy playing the most? Like
I mean, as you guys have seen, I've loved Genji.
yeah,
Genji's my
yeah.
go-to, and Ellison got to go in and take that spot, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And
Hmm.
he really displayed his own talent there. My own hero pool kind of more so consists. You guys have seen me on Ashe. I really love that character. Playing Cassie is very comfortable. I got to play that recently at the UC LAN,
Hmm.
where we actually came away with a win against Texas Tech.
Yep.
Uh, I really love Echo as well, and then just being able to play Tracer. I'm still working on that one, but hopefully in the future you guys will be able to see me on more flex characters overall.
Speaking
So
on that win against Texas Tech, how does it feel to come back after a loss in the qualifiers to them, and then come back and win against them in the actual tournament?
really nice, honestly. And I think our minds weren't necessarily there at the time for that, but I definitely think we were a lot more dialed in as the match progressed, and especially with two losses in the best of five series, I definitely think we were able to come back from that. So
Absolutely.
it was awesome.
Well, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to the viewers out there?
Stand still. Stand school kids.
Play video games. They're
Yeah,
fun and
yeah.
they can get you
You
places.
can play in school for them.
Yes. Thank you so much, On, for coming on
Yeah,
to this
thank you so
interview.
much.
Thank you guys for watching, and this is going to be the end of the Miami University Overwatch stream. Come back on Thursday. We got I believe it's our last regular season game, if I'm correct.
We have excuse me. We have Kent and then NEU.
Okay,
So we have two
so we
more.
got
We're
two
going to be
more.
scheduling NEU. It's going to be a little off,
Yeah,
so that'll come down to hopefully Prod will be a part of that, but we'll see.
yeah. We'll hope. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys later.